Hello, human peoples. You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. To support us and gain access to great exclusive podcasts like Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, and our latest show, Spiel Boys, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. We do game streaming, movie nights with our patrons every Friday night, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want. Literally anything, within reason, and we have to do it. You are quite frankly out of excuses not to go visit patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
Hypecast mit Tom Reimann und David Bell.
Hello, everyone.
Hello!
We're on the episode of Hypecast!
Hypecast!
It's the show where we get hyped about stuff and things. I'm your co-host, Tom Ryman.
I'm co-host second one, David Bell.
Number 3 of 3, sliding in, Michael Swaim. I hope that was my time to speak.
Michael!
Oh, nailed it.
I'm super worried because I think me saying, let's do this, might have eked on to the beginning of you guys getting started.
It's fine, because you know
sorry
what?
for the lack of purity to the start of this.
You know what? It's fine, Michael, because they won't even hear it. Because we're all recording our audio separately. I could just mask that little bit of sound.
Will you, though,
Yeah.
Tom?
It'll be
You'll
like
actually
you
put that
never
effort
even
in?
spoke.
You
I might.
Really?
Yeah.
Hundreds of hours in, you still actually... I'm pretty sure Abe
I do it
just slaps the
sometimes.
beginnings and endings on and exports.
Here's what listen.
Yeah.
Listen. Whenever someone says like a snappy joke and I end up like talking over it, I will isolate their audio every now and then where I'm like, oh man, I like that joke. Too bad my stupid fucking voice is in there. So I'll do it occasionally. But yes, overall,
Super good of you.
I don't do much of anything.
I don't
Wait,
scrub the
Tom,
whole
quality
episode.
bar
I make
high.
like notes as we go. Well, I'll be like,
Sure,
okay,
sure.
at 12 minutes, Dave said something incredibly racist again. Have to cut that out.
Right. But you know, that's how I jazz.
That's just jazz, baby. It's all the
He's an equal
the notes you
opportunity
don't play.
offender. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael, how are you?
I'm doing all
Thank
right.
you.
I'm just
Thank
learning
you
that
for
my
being here.
good friend is wildly racist, but it's been scrupulously concealed from me. I'm reeling from that, but otherwise good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really enjoying my work. It's in a balanced place where I'm also getting to do other things, which is rare for me.
That sounds
that
nice.
sounds great. Yeah.
Well, because I'm in the midst of... I haven't started another job yet, so it's that sweet, sweet period between gigs.
Oh, word.
It's like spring break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is nice. That I haven't had that in a while where it's like you're not working, but you also don't have to worry about the fact that you're not working.
Because you have a thing
Because
lined
you're
up,
like,
just
nah,
hasn't
I gotta-
started yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me, baby.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Oh, the new thing?
No, well, in
I've
general,
thoroughly
like,
pivoted
in
into,
your
like-
way.
I'm somehow miraculously pivoting from film into video games. I think just because I moved to San Francisco where all the video games are. It's dumb how
Right.
life works like that. But so now I made friends with video games people, and now my writing is going that direction instead. So it's another video game that I might be writing, but I'm
That's
just
good.
waiting on the final word about it. I can't say shit about it, which is very different than our
Humble
industry where
brag.
you're constantly just trying to get everything out there as fast as possible.
Right.
Yeah, well...
What have you been
Not
playing?
that humble. What am I playing? Now,
Yeah.
man, I just heard Adam complain about this, and I was like, where do you come off? So I'm going to say it with delight. My job now also is in part to play video games, and I'm so grateful. I've been playing all the stuff we're about to cover on One-Upsmanship. So like Animal Crossing, I think, is on there. Braid,
Okay.
if you ever played Braid.
I
and
never
Indie
did
That
get
sounds
around to
familiar.
Braid. Yeah, I never did.
We're covering that. Elden Ring, of course. Bum, bum, bum. Do
Sure.
either of you fuck with Elden Ring?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Tom,
No.
I know you do. How are you doing on it? Adam's
I'm
already
s-
through it. And
I'm
done.
still stuck on that last fucking boss.
Melina or something?
No, I haven't beaten Melania yet, but I know I'm stuck on the actual like story last boss.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I don't know shit about it because I'm stuck in. I don't know. I've got 30 hours in, and my understanding is the map is much larger than I think it is.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah. Oh, and we're having Jason on to talk Forbidden West. That'll be fun because I think he's obsessed with it. Yeah.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, I
He's
really,
very,
I
very
really enjoyed
quietly.
that game.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I can't get into it.
Oh,
Really?
which? Forbidden West?
Forbidden West. I can't get into it.
Huh.
Oh, I beat it. I beat the shit out of
Yeah.
it.
I 100%
I really enjoyed it.
it.
Cool.
And
Like
I
I did.
Nice.
I 100%
feelings
of the
about
last
it.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just this one. I don't like. I think I'm realizing that the combat sucks.
Ooh, I really enjoyed the combat.
So it's like-
the only thing is
yeah.
they really punish you for falling. If you dare to fall down, the dinosaurs will beat the shit out of you before you can get back up.
Yeah. See, that's part of why the combat's bad, Dave.
No, that is bad. Everything
also
else
have issue
about
with
the
the
combat
combat,
I
yeah.
quite enjoy. I like all the arrows. I like figuring
using
out
arrows
yeah.
to shoot bits off of robots, but every other aspect of combat around that was clunky.
Oh yeah, I don't do any like hand to hand. Forget that. It's just arrow play for me. That's it, and I love it. I love my arrow play.
I see. Now I'm realizing that before I'm on Hypecast, I need to go out and get in a bunch of misadventures because I
Yeah.
forgot that there was a loose horseshit component to this show.
Oh, not
Yeah,
All
really.
I
sorta.
do
It's
is work.
Let me tell you, Michael.
It's all any of us
you guys,
do, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to cover Raft at all? Are you? I know Ganser's getting a PC. I've been playing the shit out of Raft again.
Now that he has a PC,
Okay.
yeah, that was the big sticking point for sure.
Okay.
And we're
All right.
going weekly now, so
Get
we
me a
need
Raft
so
episode.
Many games. Will you be on that?
I will be on the Raft
Okay, great.
Yeah,
episode.
I'll be
I
on.
just figured
I'll be
out
on
how to
whatever
kill the
episode
shark.
you want.
Nice.
I mean, I'll be on games that I haven't played if you want.
Yeah,
too.
sure.
This is why I come on podcasts is to land guests for future.
Yeah,
other
this is
podcasts.
we're just doing business. We're just doing maintenance. Look, we should probably
Just
get
horse
started.
trading. Yeah.
Yeah,
Are we?
we should probably
Is
get
this,
started.
Is this entertaining? Are we being entertaining?
Oh, I don't care. I sort of forgot we were doing an episode. I was just talking to you guys.
This is literally us just standing in the corner of a party talking shop,
Right?
and someone has to wander by and go, "You guys, we're at a party. Come on."
Yeah, you guys are supposed to be doing a show, right?
All right,
All right.
I'll get us greased up. I'll
Yeah,
grease
yeah.
us.
Please do.
Please.
Grease
And
us
I
up.
want to thank some producers here. Big thank you to Hombre. That's my grizzled
grizzled.
voice. Thank you to Heathcliff's Helping Hamfuls. Thank you very much. Thank you to the conveniently placed self-destruct button on the top of every baby's head.
Always.
Thank you to Lef. Thank you to Samuel Beckett's Donuts and Mortgage Emporium. Thank you to Ryan, the Silly Money Goose. Thank you to Snapper Carr, punches God in the dick.
Sure does.
Thank you to at Nerd Numbers. Thank you. Thank you to Mike the Lurker. Thank you to DJ Finney. Thank you to Dracula, the bus driving vampire.
Thank you.
Thank you to Brockway Loves the Meat Millie.
Oh, yeah, he
And
does.
thank you to David
Knife
Boot Henson. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, let me jump in here. Thank you to Grumblebee.
Yeah.
Thank you to
Thank
Screaming
you.
Horse Pyramid. Thank you to
Thank
Look
you.
Mom on a podcast.
Thank you so
Thank you to
much.
Seismic Charge Noise. Bwam.
Boom.
Thank you to Deborah's
Wow.
Awesome, Barbara's Great, and
Thank
Cancer
you.
Can Go to Hell.
Thank you.
Thank you to Numino Ultra Microscopic Silico Volcano Coniosis Anti-Disestablishmentarianism Jones.
Thank you.
Thank you to the baby from Eraserhead.
Thank
Thank you
you.
to Chiz Lily Tits.
Cheers.
Thank you to these 7 Bs.
Thank
Thank
you.
you to Breezy Ruizy.
Thank
Thank you
you.
to Davey Francis for the Revenge.
Thank you.
And thank you to MVB.
MVP.
Yeah. All right. Let's hey, trailers.
Hey,
buddy.
listen, hey.
You guys want to talk about some trailers?
Dude, I
This-
came here to
course.
talk about some
This
trailers.
is the part I'm actually prepared for. Yes, Jesus Christ, yes.
I was all right, so I've been hearing about this first one for a while.
Yeah.
This is the trailer for Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. This is it looks like a modern teen slasher, right?
Yeah.
Like plus murder. It actually seems like more of a murder mystery. I don't know.
That's a
They-
component
they're-
of a slasher. Not
Yeah, they're-
always. That's true. Not always.
Yeah, they're yeah. I mean, like Halloween,
Like
they know
Halloween,
who did it.
Jason. Yeah, there's no
Scream-esque.
mystery
Yeah.
there. But yeah, more like Scream. Yeah,
It has that
exactly.
meta aspect, or Pete Davidson at least has that line where he's like, "It would be so obvious if it was me. Obviously, it's not me."
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like a Scream clone.
No, a new
But-
take on that feeling.
Yeah.
It definitely
but
feels
also
like cut from the same cloth to me. It feels
And
like
like
just
snide satire, like
Yeah.
a very cynical take on here's the shit
Here's
kids
the
say today is like all the dialogue.
yeah.
Yeah, and it got a little overwhelming at parts with that. But for the most part it didn't feel like it was made by written by like a bitter 50-year-old. I mean, maybe it was, but it didn't seem that way. So it seems tolerable. I want to point out, we don't know this is a slasher, do we? We don't actually see a villain in this. We don't even see a goddamn corpse.
Well, yeah,
Like this
so it's some
trailer. This
version of-
trailer is really
the impression I got
cryptic.
was it was some version of mafia or werewolf, right?
Yeah.
But what if it became real? But you're right that technically from the footage we see, the premise could be, what if they thought it became real? Or maybe that's the twist.
or it's just Gosford Park. Like, it could just be a murder mystery. There might not even be some jackass in an outfit.
Oh, you're
you know,
saying there
like
might be
killing
one
people.
victim and then they just unravel it over time.
Yeah, it could be.
Sure.
I mean, there nothing nothing I'm reading says that it's actually a slasher. Again, it really does, man. The poster is just in all big letters. This is not a safe space.
Yeah.
And that it's a little
And the line
like,
in
okay,
the
I
trailer
get
is
it.
like, you're so toxic, I'm triggered. stuff
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah,
this
and it's
I'm
like-
gonna be okay. So we've gotten to that portion where we say this kind of thing. I hated this trailer. Like, I hated this. I still
Interesting.
I'm interested in the movie because it has a lot of people in it that I like. Like, you know, I'm okay with Pete Davidson. It's also got Maria Bakalova from the new Borat. It's got Amanda Stenberg, who was in The Hate You Give, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's got like people in it that I like. I'm not familiar with the filmmaker. The director is a Dutch, I guess, lady. But I have not seen.
I don't know.
I've not seen any of her work before, so I can't really speak to the filmmaker. But the cast I'm into, and I like.
It's written.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, it's written by 5 people, and none of them have made
too
anything.
many.
I'm clicking on all their names, and none of them seem. Oh wait, one of them did VOs. One of them did the Hail Ratma in VHS '94.
Oh, is that okay? Cool. All right, back on board.
Chloe
Like, I'm
Okuno.
still,
That's good.
yeah.
It was a good segment. Yeah.
I'm still like I'm on board. I didn't like this trailer. Oh, it's also got Connor O'Malley in it. I don't know if he was in the trailer, but I know that he's in it.
I know what you're saying
so,
though.
yeah.
Is again, I'm very suspicious because they really do. Like, the more I'm looking at like the promo stuff, it's like I don't know, this weird.
It feels like The Hunt, like very obvious satire on like low hanging fruit. Like that's how this trailer came across. Like, this trailer was very insufferable to me. But I love fucking murder mysteries, and I like this cast, so I'm still
Yeah.
gonna watch this movie. But like, holy shit, this trailer really bugged me.
Horror comedy is absolutely one of my favorite genres, and I think it slid by me a lot on Vibe. But I was going to say, I don't even say those things that I brought up top dismissively. I'm fairly interested in this.
Okay.
For the reasons you
I-
cited, but I think also, this is so dumb and animal brain of me, but because it looks cool, it's like all dark at night and there's glow sticks and shit. And I was like, I feel like I haven't lived in this exact world or vibe. It successfully put together an aesthetic that felt like, oh, I could definitely go into this haunted house. I feel like I'm down for
Right.
the vibe. It's almost like a green room where instead of liking everyone, you hate everyone. And I could see that working.
Yeah, I will say so the vibe itself is great. Like, for example, the poster that says "This is not a safe space." The rest of the poster is really cool.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bunch
like a
of
retro-
eyes in the dark. Yeah,
Retro
And
VHS
so
cover is almost what it looks like.
It's stuff like that.
I like the
it's
style,
it's
yeah.
kind of like the new Texas Chainsaw, where they're like, "Oh, you're so canceled." Where it's like, I I've never met anybody who actually
Speaks
talks
like
like
this,
that.
yes.
Yeah, and so like it's this weird like kind of it's not even that it's insulting or that it's offensive. It's just like a little boring, I guess, when they do that.
Yeah.
But like there's nothing wrong with like making fun of teenagers. They're terrible, you know? Or I guess these are 20-somethings. But yeah, I guess I think we're all on the same page where this does look exciting. I'm a little
Yeah, like I said, it's
suspicious.
Yeah, it feels like The Hunt, and like The Hunt was fine, you know, and like it was just loud and obvious and easy and low hanging fruit, and it's like I don't like it's boring to me. Exactly, you hit the nail on the head, Dave. So I hope it's not what. I hope the movie does not turn out to be what this trailer is pushing.
Right. Michael, I agree with you too, though, but because the visual itself looks good.
Yeah. I do think you're right that anytime satire is this cynical and surfacey, you run the risk of walking away going, well, that was pretty hollow, like dirty, feeling waste of my time. But then there's the rare exception like Dr. Strangelove, where everyone is a hollow, one-dimensional character, but you're like, yeah, but that was like a beautiful essay.
Right.
So it's a high bar when you're in that lane.
Yeah, that's the thing. Satire, cynical, especially cynical satire, comes off like you can easily come off as a real edgelordy, which like does the opposite effect, where you come out of it and you're like, those people were so unimpressive. Like it's the opposite of shocking when they, and so it's just a fucking fine line to walk.
Yeah.
I don't even know how much of this is going to be satire, you know?
I don't know, man. Every single beat in the trailer was something like, you're so toxic, and, you know, just people speaking in...
But you do wonder if some trailer editor realized that that's something woven judiciously throughout the screenplay. I'm giving them a lot of credit, but what if? And they're like, oh, I noticed that pattern. I'm going to put all those together, and that'll be the theme of the trailer. And it's, it could be totally off tone from what's actually there.
I don't think you're giving them too much credit. I think trailers often are bad.
Right.
Like, so, you know, that is a possibility. So I guess we'll see. Like, you know, like Tom said, I'm still going to see this because I'm super curious about it. But it really is the same feeling as that Texas Chainsaw, where I was like, there's some moments in this that visually look great.
Yeah.
But every time someone speaks, I don't know about this. And unfortunately, Texas Chainsaw was not good, that new one. But maybe this will be good.
On the bright side, YouTube served up next the new trailer for Men, which I hadn't seen yet, and that looks so good.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
But not on the docket today.
No, we already covered Men. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Men.
But we do have next up the Essex Serpent. I don't know why they thought those words combined would be fun to say. This is
the real challenge.
The Essex Serpent.
Yeah. I really want to see this, even though I suspect I'm not going to get to see fucking John Voight fight a snake. I'm not going to see a goddamn anaconda in this, am I?
I think the serpent's a metaphor, which is very disappointing.
Which is the worst kind of serpent. Exactly.
It is. It's the worst kind of giant serpent is the metaphorical giant serpent. And that does appear to be what this is.
Yeah, it's Thomas Hiddleston and Claire Danes doing just real old-timey bullshit. It's a series. So I'm guessing we aren't going to see Tom Hiddleston fucking spear a snake anytime soon in this.
The logline is, a widow, a village vicar, and a mythical beast. Are the rumors true? It's got a very Scarlet Letter vibe. I got to say, I'm not that interested in this because I think it's masquerading as cryptozoology, but it's actually a small drama about village politics and social mores, which I don't care about.
That is so. As the trailer went on, I got less excited.
Yeah.
because
Right.
it starts of they're like, "There's a serpent," and I'm like, "Ooh!"
Right, and it's
they
like
have these
fucking
like shots of his dark thing underwater.
yeah,
I'm like, "Oh,
and
fuck
like
yeah!"
Claire Danes is coming in there, like I'm gonna figure out
Yeah.
what the serpent is, and the village is like, we don't like your science talk, Claire
He's
Danes,
like-
and then Vicar Tom Hiddleston is like, I kind of like your science talk, Claire
He's like,
Danes.
but women ate the fruit. Women beheld the serpent, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, the serpent's a metaphor, downer.
Yeah,
Right.
So it
it's
starts off,
yeah.
you're like, fuck yes, and then yeah, you're right. The longer the trailer goes on, you're like, oh no. Oh no!
Like,
the
oh,
snake's
it's not
not real,
literal
is it?
serpent.
There's not a serpent. Oh no!
Here's the problem with here's what's really frustrating is that not only does it seem like the snake is real at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
but the tone that they're showing plus the promise of like a snake.
It seems like a
Would
horror
be-
thing, yeah, like a gothic horror movie about a snake.
yeah, which would actually be a really
It would be
fucking
cool
rad
as
movie.
shit.
Yeah, because it's like these foggy fucking moors, like, and it's like there's a snake out there, and they show people like getting killed in the night or something, and
Yeah,
it's just like that
versus
would
snake. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that would be fucking awesome. And like you don't even have to see the snake for most of it. It's just the fact that it's there. It would be really creepy. And then yeah, if the snake is just like society or whatever, then fuck that. I don't know, man. I might give it a watch just because I need something to watch on Apple TV. But I
Apple TV is also slowly earning my respect as far as track record goes, so maybe that'll sway me.
Maybe it's both. What if it was both?
Also,
That would be fucking
I was gonna
great.
say we cannot rule out that at the
It
end
could
there
be-
finally is a serpent.
Yeah, it could be both. There does seem because there's a quick shot.
I just don't think it's the focus.
No, because we don't barely reference the snake after the first 30 seconds of the trailer. But there is a shot of like some fucking JOs on a boat and this huge shadow passes underneath them. So you're like, okay, there's something in the
Yeah,
water.
I think-
Unless that's
That's
like
true.
a
There's one
nightmare that
shot.
somebody's
Yeah.
having or like, you know.
It would be amazing if at the end they're like, the snake is society, and then they're killed by the snake, and they're like, oh no,
Oh, the snake.
it's a real snake.
It is
it's a snake.
It is like a giant snake that bursts
Yeah.
out of the water and shit, and they do have to fight it like the fucking finale of Jaws. But it also has a big sign around its neck that says "Society," like a
Yeah,
political
he's like,
cartoon.
You see this? This is your
Yeah.
sexuality. It's gonna kill us all. I recently learned that the theory that the Loch Ness monster photo that's famous could be or Loch Ness monster sightings could be whales resting on their backs.
Yeah,
with their
whale
long
dicks.
I saw
sticking
this,
up in the air.
Yeah.
That is perfect.
Pretty fun. I love it. It does look uncannily similar.
Oh, incredible!
I'd love to see Hiddleston
Well-
wrestle a dork.
Hell
That
yeah!
would be
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. Ride that whale dork.
Yeah.
Put a saddle on it.
Next trailer. Speaking of whale dork, Night Sky.
Yeah. Speaking of.
Speaking of,
I'm waiting to see the second half
Yeah, are
of
you
this
about
segue.
to apply that to J.K. Simmons? Because he'll
Yeah.
smack the shit out
yeah,
of you.
because he's got a giant. He's just got a giant.
He'll slap the fillings
penis.
out of your mouth.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
He's got a giant swinging hog. That was
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
great.
that's true.
This is a series. It's also got Sissy Spacek, which those two combined, I'm just like,
Yeah.
fuck yes,
Honestly,
absolutely.
the
Victory lap.
initial promise of this trailer, this is an Amazon Prime series, where they're this elderly couple kind of getting close to the end of the line, and they have this shed or tunnel on their property that they climb up into this observation bubble, and
Stargate.
it's a Stargate. It transports them to like another world, like Mars or something. And that's like just kind of like the first half of what the story is, but I would have just watched that. Like this
Me too.
This couple kind of, the end is in sight. They're making plans and they're starting to try to figure out whether they want to tell anyone about this magic portal they have in their garden or whatever. And they like try to bring their granddaughter in and stuff. But then it like the rest of the trailer becomes like this intrigue plot of like people trying to steal it, and then this person shows up
It's
who
fairly
might
Odd
be an
Parents.
alien.
There's
yeah.
a guy who's like, I know they got a space portal in there. I just know it.
Yeah.
yeah, there's like a Starman
Yeah.
that shows up.
A whole ass
And, like,
Starman.
Yeah, I'm with you on this. Is that the initial idea, I get why other things have to happen, but the initial idea of like they just have this portal to this abandoned planet and they're just like, should we tell anybody? Nah. And I love that because they're like, yeah, we're just enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's just nice. You know, like if we tell somebody, they're just going to take over our property.
Right. We just spent a
And,
whole
like-
fucking bunch on this mortgage. I don't want
Yeah.
the
This is
Peter
our fucking-
Coyote and the ET military to come in and take our
Right.
house away as soon as we bought the place.
Right.
Screw
And
that.
like, what are they going to do? Offer you a bunch of money? You know what you can't buy with that money? Your own private planet.
Yeah, my space back porch.
Yeah. So it's like they have a really good deal.
I
And
want to
you're-
drink Bartles and James on Mars, Dave.
Right. I wish this was like a slower burn. Like I wish it was about them like slowly figuring out how to explore the planet, like putting together like spacesuits, like old people like crafting spacesuits or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it starts getting a little like it's weird to say. The plot starts happening, and that gets in the way.
It becomes
think-
like an
yeah.
action thriller, and it's
Yeah.
I mean, it reminded me a little bit of the episode we did about the Atom Project, where it's like you guys have a perfectly good seed of what could be a compelling
Right.
emotional story here, and you're fucking it up by trying to make it a blockbuster.
Right.
That's what this trailer feels like to me, anyway.
Yeah, but I still want to see it because of the people in it.
Yeah, it lost me when she says, this is our riddle to solve. We have to figure it out. And I'm like, oh, now there's a puzzle. Now the aliens left a puzzle behind. It just
Yeah,
feels
that's-
like the fact that it's a series means that it's going to have to be a hat on a hat on a hat mystery
Yeah.
box.
Right, and it'll probably be a horrific mystery box.
Just
Oh,
hang
Dave,
out,
you're gonna
just
hate it. I
fizzle
can.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can already see our frustrated text messages about this show.
yeah, that's true. God, mystery boxes. That we just stop.
When
Stop
it ends
it.
after 2 seasons and just nothing
Yeah.
is answered, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, on the subject of Apple TV, I tweeted about it. I finished the first season of Severance, and without spoiling it, there was a lot of
I'm like
moments
2
during
away.
where, well, there's a bunch of moments where I kept saying, "You better explain that before the season ends," and guess what? So I don't know, Michael. Let me know when you finish it.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
there's a lot to love about that show, but it got. After the first season, it was this moment of like, I think I'm not going to invest my time in any more of this.
I'm
Yeah.
so like that, and my patience is completely worn out for seasons wrapping up where, look, if there's 8 mysteries outstanding and you only answer 1 and there's 7 still outstanding, you've kind of lost me. You got to do 3 or 4. Like, there
Yeah,
has to be
you gotta-
some feeling of catharsis and resolution before
Right, you have-
we invest again.
You have to complete an arc.
Yeah.
You know, like the example I gave was Stranger Things, where there's always this open mystery there. For all its good and bad things, Stranger Things, at least every season, they have an arc.
Yeah.
And they do a mystery, and then they solve the mystery, or they solve the thing. And it's like, that, I can stand that, you know? Like, but when it's like, it's just this run-on sentence where they're not solving or giving any answers to even like short-term plot moments,
Right.
then it's like, okay, well,
because it's
no,
not.
you've
That's
lost
not.
me.
That's not writing. Like that's not story writing. You're coming up with sort of complicated puzzles and then just withholding information to get people to keep watching. That's not a story.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Night Sky.
Night Sky.
Nice.
You
guy,
know what
nice
I'm
guy.
kind. You know what I'm kind of excited for? The Time Traveler's Wife.
Really?
Yeah, fuck it.
I
Sure.
feel like this is for VH1 moms is the best way I can describe it. It's very safe HBO bet. It's yeah. I mean, it's like a rom-com where the guy's unstuck in time, right? It's a
I don't know,
perversion
it's-
of everything Kurt Vonnegut stood for.
There
Just
could be
keeps
some
appearing-
time fucking.
Just keeps
Yeah.
appearing naked in front of this woman.
Yeah. There could be some.
Just-
it's HBO,
just
so there's going to be some time fucking.
Exploding nakedly out of
Exploding
the
naked
time
man.
stream, just
Yeah.
bursting nude.
So they made a movie of this too, right?
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not losing my mind there. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'll have time to watch it. All I know is that one of the directors is David Nutter, who directed several very good X-Files episodes, such as Clyde Bruckman's Final Repose.
Yeah, that's true. He did.
Yeah, he did Irresistible. He did Shapes. Shapes.
The werewolf
Tom. He
one.
did
Hell
Ice.
yeah.
He did Ice. He did Little Green Men.
Don't know that.
I don't know. There's something there.
There's a
where
pedigree
I'm like,
here. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks nice. Like it's nicely put together. It feels.
Yeah.
I just got the vibes of like the Fountain for dumb people.
Yeah, I mean that's probably what it is. It's the writer also of Sherlock, the TV series.
Oh, good.
So like, yeah, I like Sherlock in that it's a good shutting your brain off. You know, like I like a good shutting my brain off series.
Okay, then.
So
Yeah, I
like,
can see that.
I think my issue here is, and if you've not watched the trailer, it's Ygritte from Game of Thrones, and gosh darn it, her husband just keeps fucking disappearing and traveling through time at the most inopportune moments. So it's kind of like about that chaos and how their relationship is actually taking place in like 6 different timelines because they keep meeting each other at different points. Anyway, my biggest issue here is that hook doesn't get me. Like that's not interesting to me. That just sounds exhausting. You know what I mean?
yeah, and she seems exhausted.
Yeah.
It just
She
seems
just
like
seems
if
generally not into it.
if your premise is you've become unstuck in time, the least of your concerns would be, oh, how'd that affect your romantic relationship? I just feel like there would be so many other questions that trump that immediately.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
About the nature of the fabric of the universe.
I
don't know.
I do like the idea of, and this is not what the trailer presents, but like I like what Michael is suggesting, where it's like presented with some sort of just mind-bending cosmic thing, like that, like becoming unstuck in time, and it just being such a big concept that like the only thing you care about is, well, I've got to get back to my partner. You know what I mean? Like there's something about that is interesting to me.
Yeah,
Where it's like,
I mean,
you're just kind of
isn't that
stick,
the
or like
time
I'm trying to
machine?
get back to my kids,
I guess
or you know,
it feels like an elaborate way to enshrine the idea of soulmates and true love and destined to be together, and I don't buy any of that crap. So
that's interesting. I interpret it differently. I interpret it more as, and obviously it could go in a direction that you just described, which I'm less interested in. But I like the idea of meditating on the finite nature of life and existence. So it's like when you're presented with eons, all you can really do is be like, well, I only live for like 70 years, so I need to pay attention to the things that matter within that scale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think of it as justice for Marty's girlfriend Jennifer.
Yeah.
Where like she had to deal with a lot of bullshit in those 3 movies. A lot of bullshit.
She transformed into a completely different person too. That's
She
got to be
did.
hard.
Yeah. And so like those movies from her perspective happen in like 3 days, and Marty just fundamentally changes as a person. And I just like the idea, like I don't know. I don't know if this is what it's about, but like the name, The Time Traveler's Wife, like that's such a like that.
You
That's like,
exist in
oh yeah, that's
reference to
all
him.
I'm ever known as is the fucking time traveler's wife. Well, I have shit to deal with. This asshole keeps showing up randomly talking about time adventures, and I'm trying to work on paying the fucking rent. Like, fuck you, man. Like, you know, that's what I want it to be about.
It could be that too. We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, just her, just exasperated.
Yeah, maybe that's why she's desperate to get him to stay in one place. She's like, look, motherfucker, somebody's got to cover this cell phone bill.
Yeah.
She finally
Busy.
gets him to stick around for more than 5 minutes and immediately serves him with papers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The time traveler's ex-wife. That's what I want. I'll probably never see this, but
No.
I hope to. Because I don't know. I like bullshit like this. This looks fun. Also fun, this next trailer
Super
for
excited
Clark.
about this. Clark.
Yes, this is the
Olsen,
one.
I think?
This is the
Yeah,
one.
This is the one of this crop for me.
This is all right. So, this is which Skarsgård is
Bill.
this? Billiam.
Billiam. It's
Billiam
Pennywise.
Skarsgård. It is about the guy who, well, not invented the phrase, the inspiration for the phrase Stockholm Syndrome. Some guy I've
Meaning-
never heard of.
Or loose definition of which is being so hip and cool that the people you kidnapped empathize with you. Yeah, so it's just about a cool party criminal who's very likable.
Right.
Yeah.
When I watched
They all
this
love
trailer,
him. He's a wacky, fun-loving bank robber.
Yeah, exactly.
watching this trailer, instantly, for a second, I was like, is this the director of Spun? Because it just has this, like, high energy edit. And so I looked it up. It's the fucking director of Lords of Chaos,
Yes.
which was like, oh, fucking absolutely I am in. Michael, you saw that? Lords of Chaos?
No, just the trailer and reading
Ooh,
about
you
it
gotta-
on Wikipedia. But I'm super
is
into the look
intense.
of this trailer, and I'm
Yeah.
assuming from the way it's edited that the editing is semi-diegetic or like similar to the way, if you know what I mean. You can tell by the way the trailer is edited that it's not just trailer editing. The film will be edited like insanely and
Yeah.
have all this like just visual feast kind of Guy Ritchie-esque loud choices.
He has directed hundreds of music videos.
Totally makes sense.
Okay, that makes sense, yeah.
He also did Polar, which I need to
Jonas
see
Åkerlund?
because Polar actually looks good. And
Yeah, it has,
considering this fucking
Mads Mikkelsen in it.
yeah.
Always
So
good.
I don't know, man. I want to see this. I want to see all of his films.
Yeah, this movie looks super fun. I'm
Yeah,
really
it
into
does.
this.
Like if Wolf of Wall Street was just like candy or like amped up
Right,
in
yeah,
some
like
way. Yeah,
if Wolf of
Yeah.
Wall Street was about a more interesting person.
that's
Right.
right.
Also,
I just
this is
think
a
that because of the
miniseries.
shot of him in the storm with the lightning crashing and him on the sailboat with like a bottle of Cristal.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
no, but I mean, no, you're 100% right. Like this trailer looks a lot like the way Wolf of Wall Street is told. Like 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
With weird animated sequences, and
Yep.
split screen. Oh,
Yeah.
Surreal stuff like that. Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's a miniseries. It's I think 6 episodes. I guess we'll see. I don't know where
Netflix.
Oh, it's a Netflix.
It's a Netflix, yeah.
Netflix. Okay.
And it looks like it's
This will
mostly
single-handedly save them.
mostly in Swedish, but there are little bits in English.
Yeah, well, he's a Swedish guy.
Yeah.
This
And I tell
this
you,
bank robber.
Bill Skarsgård's the guy you want saying ombre. That voice is grizzled as shit. I
Oh,
can't believe
yeah.
how grizzled his voice is in the VO. It's wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it does not sound like him. And
It's
I guess
like
it's
the opposite of Clay Aiken, where you're like, why do you sound so
What's
weirdly
happening?
low? Yeah.
No, I realize I've never seen him act in anything, any Swedish productions. I've only seen him in English language stuff.
It's
Right.
cool to see him like at home in his native
Yeah.
language. Yeah, killing it.
So did you? I just looked him up. Did you know that he's going to be in The Crow as the Crow?
As the guy.
I mean, we'll
Yeah.
see if that happens. They've been trying to
Yeah,
get that Crow
but
movie
that's a
off the
good-
ground for
yeah.
like 20 years.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good Crow pick.
Sure, he
You
looks
know?
crowish.
Yeah, everything's coming up Skarsgård. It's
Usually.
yeah. The
Honestly,
Skarsgård
yeah,
empire is
I'm
rich.
so heartbroken that he had to bow out of the Northman.
Yeah. Who is he going to be in the North?
I don't know. I just know that there were originally multiple Skarsgårds in
Going to
that
be
production.
multiple
Yeah.
Skarsgårds. Yeah. That would have been good. There'll be other,
There'll be other opportunities. There's so many
yeah,
of them.
It'll be fine. Yeah, there's so many. There's a whole litter of Skarsgårds out there, so a lot to pick from. This next trailer, Flux Gourmet, has also been on my radar for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck this is.
I love Asa Butterfield's hair in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks
very
he
Scott
looks
Pilgrim versus the
amazing.
World universe.
Yeah. He looks incredible in this.
Yeah.
Earlier in the doc, it said something about farts, and now it's deleted. Was there something about farts having to do with this?
There's
What?
farts in this. Like one of the characters is really concerned about his farts in it.
His
Yeah.
gastrin- Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't pick up
This
on the fart
is-
angle, but I was wondering, is like this an elaborate fart party as art?
I don't know. I
Farty.
think it's this. I got a
farty.
farty exactly. I'm glad you're here for this, Michael, because I got a very like the cook, the thief, his wife and her lover vibe from it because it
Sure.
seems to be similar themes because it's like these eccentric artists putting on an installation that has a lot to do with food and playing around in food, and so there's a lot of like sexual imagery juxtaposed with the food, and then you got this guy who's like obsessed with his farting, seeing a psychiatrist about it, or a physician at least. So it gave me like a similar vibe, which immediately put me like in a halfway grossed out place as I'm watching this trailer.
The trailer feels gross.
Yeah.
It
sure.
feels like a lot of classic French wave movies like The Feast, or these movies that are about combining, a phantasmagoria of food and sex and licking feet and people just being off-putting. And I am not into them.
No,
the director did In Fabric, which I still haven't seen, but I want to because it's about a killer dress.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so this director makes interesting films.
Sure.
I don't know if how well received they are, but this one looks like kind of a hard watch, but probably a good film, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. I feel like when films are disturbing like that, they also tend to lean towards dark, cynical satire, right? Or like the idea of mass consumption and being conflated with high art is usually going to be some kind of satire about tearing down how those things are bullshit.
Right.
Usually.
Usually.
And I think I have the same problems with it, where I walk away sometimes just being like, well, I felt grossed out for 2 hours, and I think performance art is bullshit now, but I kind of already thought that.
Right. Yeah, or at the very least, it seems to be saying, just from the pieces you've identified, it seems to be saying that, like, well, high art is really just commercial art. Like, we're all trying to be commercial. It's like, well, yeah, I kind of already knew that. So,
well, yeah, it's why I didn't watch Blackfish, where I was like, well, I know what you're gonna say, and that's just gonna make me sad. Like, I don't know. If it doesn't introduce anything new, but it takes you on like an unpleasant journey, I get skipping it.
There's I don't know, because I feel like the show Barry does a little bit of that, but like I'm still completely on board with it. So I don't want to judge what this movie's theme or statement is before I've actually seen it. I don't want to base it on the trailer,
totally.
but
For sure.
But
I just think there's a unique subgenre that is specifically food, using food in gross ways in your movie, and it weirds me out.
Yeah, I bet this is a good film, but I'm gonna watch In Fabric probably sooner than I watch this, just because that, I don't know, more compelling plot to me. But this looks very well made.
Also, is flux slang for fart?
I don't know.
Okay.
So, like, Eon Flux is Eon Fart?
Just a really long fart.
And the fart capacitor and Back to the Future?
Yeah, the fart capacitor. You fart through time. Like the time traveler's wife.
No, okay. It just says, one of the reviews says, yeah, it's considered a performance art satire and has a character who farts and burps almost continuously in the background of most of the scenes. That's pretty
All right,
great.
well, I'm into it. I'm into it now. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of being into things, the final trailer we have here is the second trailer for The Black Phone. We covered this a long time ago. This has been...
Right.
It's been delayed.
I've
been aware of this
I was about to say
forever.
it's been
Yeah.
shelved. So I just want to say the first trailer for this I thought was like good, but I wasn't that interested. This one got me way more interested.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what the difference is.
I'll say why for me, because I had the same reaction. This one focuses much, much less on the supernatural angle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what of the supernatural stuff you see looks creepy? Mm-hmm. Like the weird upside down dead kid was like, oh, that's cool. Like, it seems to be the idea is that a kid is kidnapped, and then he's being basically helped by a series of jump scare children
who were previous kidnapping victims.
Yeah, his
Yeah,
previous
I
victims.
do-
Yeah, and then there's also like a little girl who has like a psychic connection in the neighborhood who's trying to locate him.
What I like is I do like the idea of being helped by ghosts, but they're so freaky every time that you're just like, Jesus
Oh, God.
Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do what you say. Like, I do like that idea that they're helpful, but they're never not unnerving.
Right, it's like the Sixth Sense, where it's like,
yeah.
they're not out
Frighteners.
to hurt you. But it doesn't make the fact that they're fucking scary as hell any less intense.
Yeah. And then we got Mr. Ethan Hawke just going fucking bananas.
Yep.
And his character is called the Grabber.
Yeah,
in
of course he
IMDb.
is. Yeah, and I mean
The graboid.
we talked about this with the last trailer, but it's like, if Ethan Hawke with like stringy hair hops out of a van with a cape and white face paint and a top hat, and it's like you want to see a magic trick, and you get kidnapped, that is your fault.
I hate to victim blame.
Your fault.
But he looks like a member of the Addicts, and he's just like, hey, hello. And it's just like, if you run, you immediately run.
Can't
when
even
you
use
see
colorful balloons. He's so in character. Like he has black foreboding balloons, and the kid is still like, "I like this. This is fun."
Yeah,
to me.
he's just.
I like imagining Ethan Hawke walking into a store and being like, "Look, I know you've already made me 6 of these masks, but I need another one that looks exactly like it, but frowning slightly." Because they all look so similar. They must have been made by the same person.
And they're just like, okay, here you go. You better not be killing
fucking
kids.
Creep. You're kidnapping people, right?
Yeah. I also like, I was never a huge fan of Sinister, but Ethan Hawke gets like the most boring role in that movie. Mm-hmm. So I like, it's the same director that he's just like, I'm going to give you a batshit role in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It was much more engaging, I think, because it focused on the adventure, resourceful, plucky hero element. And that's what I really love is the magic trick or like the little logic trick of, all right, you're trapped in this room. These are the elements you have. You're rooting for this kid. How could he possibly get out of the sand and the phone? I never would have thought of that. He would have killed me for sure. That's a clever idea. Like that pulled me in. I like seeing people problem solve. I think I realized that was like, what Breaking Bad really excelled at is silent scenes of people just doing stuff where you suddenly realize, oh, he's setting up an alarm, a makeshift alarm or whatever, right? You'd be like, the process of someone solving a simple problem in front of them is very satisfying.
It's MacGyver, man.
Yeah, so I want to just see this kid MacGyver his way out of this room, for sure.
Yeah.
I also I appreciate them giving Ethan Hawke a little more attention in the like he's all over the last trailer as well, but it's less. We get a clearer idea of what sort of obstacle he is in this trailer. And like Michael was saying, it's focusing more on the plucky kid adventure and how's he going to get out of this impossible scenario. That's more appealing to me than a bunch of jump scares in the previous trailer.
In the phone.
Yeah. There's a few weird parts where it still looks like a kid is like training him to fight.
Yeah,
like the ghost kid. So I'm getting a better idea of the tone, but there's still moments where I'm like, I'm not sure of like what that's gonna be, which is good.
What we saw in the previous trailer, from what I remember, is it seems like he's being helped by a number of ghosts of previous victims, and each one of them is only helping him for like 10 seconds. So like that one,
they've all figured out a little bit, but obviously not the whole puzzle because they wouldn't be ghosts otherwise.
So the kid that's like training him.
It would be funny if he was like, "Why would I take your advice? No offense, but obviously
all of you are
failed to
dead.
get out of the situation."
Yeah. So clearly I shouldn't listen to any of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's like the kid who's training him to fight is like training him for that one instant when Ethan Hawke's going to turn his head. You know what I mean? Like it seems like it's more like Morpheus helping Keanu out of the office building in the beginning of the Matrix.
Right.
Where it's like, you got to do this one thing right now.
I really do like the idea of the kid getting killed and all the ghosts being like, "Oh shit, he had a second lock on that door, huh?"
Oh, I guess he has bought
far.
some new stuff. He murdered me in 1992.
I had
so
no
you got
idea, man. That was before. Yeah,
He's got some up. He's got cameras now. He's got a Ring camera.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's it for trailers.
Great.
Oh man, we got to the end of the trailers. Holy cow.
Yeah, already. We can talk about some news stories, but first, we have some more patrons to thank.
Thank them.
Starting with one Chester's Prophet.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you to definitely not Guillermo del Toro.
We're on to you.
Thank you to Brian, who Tom knows.
Sure do.
Thank you. Thank you to Bob Grenville.
Thanks much.
Thank you, Steven.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Han Toomey, the confused cyborg.
Thank you.
Thank you to Asking Seven.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Happy Ed 209.
Oh, and Happy Ed 209 to you. Let me jump in here. Thank you to Tiger George Pratt Thompson. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Thank you to Dan Aykroyd.
Thank
you to Manischewitz Maltov says economic solidarity is the path to paradise, comrades.
Thank you.
Thank you to E.T. the Extravagant Terresticle.
Thank
you to Cody Johnston's Time Machine Noise.
Thank
you to Pete Fort Pagel.
Thank you.
Thank you to Glitterous, CFO of Michael Shannon's Chocolate Factory.
Thank you.
Thank you to pre-order Jason Pargent's new book. Pre-orders are super important.
Thank you.
Oh, man. Thank you.
So Avatar 2 is still coming out in December.
It sure is.
Apparently
it might actually happen now.
Yeah.
People are seeing footage.
Yes.
There was that like CinemaCon
CinemaCon
thing.
is this week, so people have actually seen footage.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's people have seen apparently
I
Michael
hope
Keaton
somehow
as Batman.
Peter Falk is in it.
Oh yeah. But there's all sorts of. I didn't put most of the CinemaCon news because it's people like audience watched this thing and they can describe it to you. But we now know the official title. It's Avatar: The Way of Water.
Wow.
Should have been The Shape of Water. And then we know
Have
there'd
their
be some
lunch
fucking.
eat their lunch too. Why not?
I mean, in fairness, Avatar did beat The Shape of Water to the alien humanoids fucking each other genre.
That's true.
It should be called Avatar: The Last Airbender: The Shape of Water.
No, that'd be so good.
The trifecta.
Can you imagine being like you're getting brought onto Avatar 2 and he's gonna film underwater, James Cameron, and like I would never let James Cameron put me underwater.
No.
After The Abyss, it's like absolutely.
But
not.
isn't Kate Winslet back?
Yeah, Kate Winslet's back. A bunch of
in
there's
the
a bunch
underwater
of,
movie.
Yeah,
Like,
you'd think she'd know better.
I guess enough time has passed where she's just like, what am I going to be mad
Yeah, they
forever?
also probably gave her a lot of money.
Yeah, that's true.
Sigourney Weaver is back. Stephen Lang is back, and I'm so curious to know how they're going to do that.
They'll be in the Tree of Life or some damn thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle Yeoh is in there, and so I'm like, oh shit! Apparently, Vineyard Diesel is in this.
Finland.
So
I thought oil and water didn't mix.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oil and water, Mike. They're family.
yeah. Giovanni Ribisi is back. I'm so glad. I really am glad Giovanni's back because he seems like the one that they could have dropped the easiest. And so I'm glad he's there.
I do like that he's coming back because they can make a point that a lot of people have been making for the past 10 years. It's just like Giovanni Ribisi returning to Pandora to continue mining for unobtainium, and everybody's like, he's back, and he's just got to be like, you thought I wasn't going to come back?
Right.
Like, I got a lot of money invested in this. Like, I'm going to come back.
Avatar ends with them like putting them on a ship and being like, no, go home. And it's like, sure. I mean,
I'm coming
we'll just
back.
Get more guns. We're just you should
I have a
killed
$1 trillion contract with the U.S. government. We are returning to this planet.
They got to learn from isn't there? So I forget the name. There's a tribe that exists that will literally just murder anybody who goes near them on this island.
Oh, in our world, yes.
In our world, that's what they gotta do. You know, like if they really they gotta fucking murder any ship that comes near Pandora, if they truly want to be left alone, and they should. They really should. But maybe they'll learn this time, and they'll kill all humans. If we're lucky.
That's Avatar 4. Destroy all humans.
Yeah. God, do you think they're gonna come to Earth at any point?
I don't know.
Why would they? Why would that happen?
Like now that
I think they're going to come to 20th century Earth and meet Mark Twain, Dave. It's going to be phenomenal.
That would be amazing.
and he's going to steal their time travel technology.
So according to this article, we're going to see the Na'vi on, quote, flying fish bird creatures.
Great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Also communicating with a whale.
Sure.
I don't know. That's something that's very funny.
They're going to be communicating with a whale, so you're going to want to see that.
You're going to want to see that in 3D. I mean, they talked to animals in the last, that was kind of their whole thing, right? They were...
it's just a funny way of... Yeah, apparently it's about a civil war. Like I guess the aliens... all right, this refers to them as the alien people. I'm sorry, it's their planet.
The Na'vi are the natives, yeah.
Yeah, but I guess it's the Na'vi fighting each other. So I guess there's going to be a lot of underwater shit. And people will watch this, right?
I'm gonna watch this. Hell yeah! Like now that it's what I was about to say is like now that it's 10 years later, more than 10 years later. It's like 13 almost. It'll be 13 by the time it finally comes out. Right? Yeah, 2009.
Yeah.
So now that it's like finally actually here and it's like definitely gonna come out, like yeah, I'm getting a little like fuck. I'll watch Avatar 2. Of course, I'm gonna watch that goddamn movie.
I absolutely did not care for the first one.
No, neither did I. I've seen it twice.
Yeah, I think Jimmy Cameron has a good pattern here. So what he's got to do, you put out an Avatar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you wait a decade for an entirely different film fad to come and go.
Uh-huh.
And then when everybody's burnt out on that fad, you go, here's an Avatar. And it once again is like the highest grossing movie of all time. Just keep every 10 years putting out an Avatar where people are at their most tired and make it the highest grossing movie again. That's what he needs to do. I think that system will work.
But it always marks the end of an era of film. Like, we're done with those now, because an Avatar came out. Like, that crashes the system, Cleans the system out.
Also, best gig in the world for Sam Worthington if he has to if that worked out, it would just be like every 10 years he does one movie and makes a shitload of money.
It's the highest grossing film.
I was about to say the two people who are the happiest that these 3 Avatar sequels have taken this long are Sam Worthington and Joel David Moore, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because they're back for all the sequels.
Yeah. Damn right they are.
It's their retirement plan.
And they're back for the sequels and not much else.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm looking at Sam Worthington's. Yeah.
Yeah, he tried.
I mean,
he tried for a while. They tried to make him something. I mean, Joel David Moore already was established as his sort of thing, like geeky guy. So he already had a thing going. But like Sam Worthington, they really tried to make an action dude, and it just nothing against him. It just didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work out. America looked at him and said, "Make him blue in CGI, and we can talk.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else, we're not interested."
Up and get back to us.
Yeah. In other news, surprising turn of events: the Batman sequel's been greenlit.
Yeah, that was real goofy. That was also a CinemaCon thing where we had a whole news cycle of stories being like, Batman 2 confirmed. It's like, yeah, of course.
The funnier one was they keep being like, Robert Pattinson back. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is they said they're going to do 3 of them 15 years from now.
Good.
Hell yes. That's what I want.
Perfect way to do it.
Give me shitty old Batman.
Yeah. I also saw Matt Reeves returning, and it's like, yeah, it would be weird if he wasn't.
Well, because they're all under contract as far as I know.
Yeah.
So it's like, of course they have, unless they want to be in breach of their contract, they'll be back.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's it was just silly. I don't know.
But it gave everyone on social media an excuse to come up with stupid subtitle names for the Batman sequel.
Sure.
And we can be grateful for that.
Mm-hmm.
Is he just going to do the Joker for the second one, and it's just going to be...
know.
Yeah, Joker is like...
Dark Knight again?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know. Maybe they'll keep him. They'll continue to keep him in like a secondary role, which would be cool.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
I also like what's-his-face as the Joker. I know people were mad at that cutscene, but I don't know. I get why that cutscene was silly, but for me, Batman has always just been like, pour it on me. I don't care how much sense it makes.
Right.
Just pour it on me.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see actors
like the titular sugar from the Def Leppard song.
Exactly. I just want to see actors doing this bullshit
Yeah.
I just love
at
cowls.
each other.
I'm a cowl enthusiast.
I'm really into cowls. I'm into getting handsome leading men and dressing them up like Richard Kind.
Oh yeah, that still
Incredible,
will always baffle me.
decision.
And the fact that it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's all fine. Michael, did you see the Batman?
Oh yeah.
What'd you think?
That's like the only movie I've seen in theaters in a long, long time because it was for work. I think we mentioned this on a previous podcast, maybe a Star Trek The Next Futurama, but I liked it fine, and then I heard the Gamefully we just watched on it, and I was like, I wish I could have sucked that much enjoyment out of it. I probably enjoyed it 65% as much as you guys.
Sure.
That's fair.
But I was
here's
like,
what
ain't
I'll
nothing
say.
wrong with it. It's a Batman. It's the Batman, and I'm fine with it.
Here's what I'll say is that I watched it a second time, and I did get a little more bored this time around. Like, it's 3 hours. So,
Well,
like,
it's truly kind of is a detective movie, and I know that's what they wanted, and that's great because they pulled it off for like a 7-esque. For my money, I still think Dark Knight is the most entertaining. It'd be just because it's a big budget action movie instead, right? It's Heat instead of Seven, and I think that's more fun.
I agree with that. I think, you know what it is that the Batman... So watching it a second time, I still sat and watched it, like I didn't like go on my phone or anything.
Right.
And that's what I'm realizing is the Batman is actually a really good background movie. And so, like, I'm going to enjoy it more when I'm, like, cleaning the house and I have it on. And it's just, like, I love the vibes. But, like, yeah, I really enjoyed it the first time around. It's just very long.
I
That's
did
all.
think the idea, the way in which it involves social media was a brilliant touch. I really enjoyed that. Or, like, the internet generally. Not wanting to spoil it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's fun. Fun stuff.
I will absolutely see
Batman.
whatever the sequel is for sure.
Yeah, of course.
Me too. Speaking of sequels, Justin Lin is not returning for Fast X.
He sure isn't.
Is it Vin Diesel's fault? Do you think?
It has to be. Yes, of course.
Also, if I was Justin Lin, I don't know. Like, those movies have gotten so fucking boring.
Yeah, the
Like,
last one was pretty bad.
And paint by numbers
Yeah,
to the point that a team has to be able to just perpetuate it if you want, right? Like, there's got to be
Right.
other people on the crew who can carry this forward, no problem.
Yeah,
must
and that
have it
motherfucker, he's got to. I'm sure would be happy to do something else, make Annapolis 2, or what else?
I would be
what
happy
else
for him
has
to
he
make
done?
an app. Yeah, there's so many unanswered questions from the first Annapolis, Dave.
Yeah, but like, yeah, he's got other shit he can be doing, and like, he's made his money. I get it. He doesn't need. This isn't Lord of the Rings. It's not like it does speak
It's
to the
infinitely more
series.
profitable than Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's true. But it speaks to the series that, like, this is the last one, and the director's like, guys, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's like leaving a party like a half hour earlier than everybody else.
Especially since we just finished with a news cycle for the previous film where everybody's like, Justin Lin's like a member of the family, TM. And like,
that's really funny.
Interviews with different actors from the film declaring, like, "Oh yeah, Justin, the franchise couldn't be in anyone else's hands for the send off." And it's like, nope.
No, and also it absolutely could be in someone else's hands.
It could be, but like, I just,
yeah,
he's
producing it still.
Yeah, there's no universe in which this is not a direct result of Vin Diesel.
Oh yeah. And now we got.
I love William, but the man is notoriously difficult to work with.
Oh yeah, I love me a Vin Diesel movie, but yeah, he seems like a real pain in the ass. Like, I'm sure The Rock didn't want to come back, and The Rock will be in just about anything. So
yeah, The Rock doesn't have a super long list of people he absolutely won't work with.
Yeah. He seems very agreeable. Yeah, it's like a golden retriever growling at someone where you're like, man,
what did you do?
He usually loves everybody. Yeah.
I mean, obviously we're all on that list, but it was hard work to piss him off that much. We dedicated like a summer to it, one beautiful summer.
One beautiful,
Getting
I'll
The
never
Rock
forget.
to hate us, yeah.
Yeah. But the new one's got Jason Momoa and Brie Larson.
Yeah, I mean, they find... They know what they're doing.
Makes sense. Sure,
yeah, they know what they both make sense. Honestly,
well, they both make sense. Yeah, I was processing them one at a time.
I'm hoping Brie Larson will just be a second bowl cut villain next to Charlize Theron.
Oh, they can be a bowl cut crew.
Yeah, I just love that they're just like evil white ladies. It's like
with just wild haircuts.
Yeah,
like Charlize Theron's haircut in the last movie was terrible. In a fascinating in a historic way.
I think it's a flex. It's like Michael Jordan with the Hitler
exactly.
mustache. Yeah, where she's like, I'm Charlize Theron. I can
Jordan.
wear
What
a
are you gonna
fucking
do?
bowl
Yeah.
cut. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's just like, you're right. You're still very attractive, Charlize Theron.
I do love that, like, that level of like just like embracing the chaos or whatever, where you can just sit, you can be like, I can completely see a scenario where Charlize Theron just sits down and is like, yeah, go fucking nuts. Like, I'm gonna make it work at least a little bit. It's fine. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like,
Give me the barber who's fresh out of barber college and is considered a loose cannon, and just let them,
Go nuts.
express their imagination upon my head. Yeah.
All right.
Upon the canvas
God.
that is my head.
She should have mutton chops for this one.
Oh man, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
Just comes in looking like like a fucking undercover police detective from a 70s movie. She comes in looking like Serpico.
That would be so good. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I don't know, man. I might not even watch this one.
I haven't watched all of them. Like, I don't...
Yeah.
It's not a franchise that I've really been a fan of. Like, I'll catch, like, every other one, or, like, every other one.
It's one of those that's like, I'll watch it if me and you have to do a podcast on it, but I feel like if there's anything else that week, I'll watch that instead. That's how it'll go.
Where you're in luck, that's the week that the Time Traveler's Wife premieres, so you're all set.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's great news.
not to, I'm not, like, shitting on the series. I've enjoyed every single one I've watched, except for the most recent one. I just think the most recent one was disappointingly bad.
Here's what I'll say. If they named this Fast XXX and we got, a merge between the XXX movies,
You got to get to
and this,
30. They can't do that until there's 29 Fast and Furious
That's
movies,
true.
Dave.
I guess what I'm saying is
Which
that
there
I'm
will be.
way more like Vin. If you're listening, I need XXX4 is what I want, which apparently is in pre-production. I just learned
Well,
at
that's
this
like-
moment.
I mean, depending on how you handle the multiplication, that's like 120 X's.
Right.
It's a lot.
It's
You're
a
asking
lot of X's. But that's what I'm waiting for, and it's coming out soon from the director of the other XXXs. So that's
Nice.
good.
It's their lasting legacy in this life.
Different
Triple
Vin
X
Diesel
franchise.
properties.
Yeah.
They're such good movies. They're the best movies. All right, do you want to name some more producers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking
Yeah.
of stuff that's the best, sure.
Yeah. Big thank you to the Midnight Patron. What patrons at midnight?
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Thank you to Exploding Runes.
Thank you.
Thank you to Andrew, the proud Satanist How.
Hail Satan.
Thank you to Vincent. Thank you to Rev MD.
Thank you.
Thank you to Lauren Gucci.
Thank you.
Hail Gucci.
Thank you to Bootler Boodleson.
Thank you.
Thank you to Tux.
Tux.
Thank you to Ricky Cilantro.
Thank you.
It's like soap.
Thank you to Norm from Cheers.
Norm.
Thank you to Space McNulty.
All right, let me jump in here. Thank you to your mom.
Thank
Thank you to Nolan Mayton.
Thank
Thank you to Andrew. Follow Marina on Twitch and Patreon at HeartFistBrain McGuire.
Woo. Thank you.
Thank you to AJ.
Thank
you to Tip Drizzle.
Thank
you to Burrito Mouth.
Thank
you to the ghost of Dave Thomas.
Thank you.
Thank you to Aaron Burser.
Thanks.
Thank you to Christopher Robert Sparts, Esquire.
Thank you.
Thank you to Mackenzie Fuck Shuffling with Willem Dafoe's confusingly large dick Chill.
Thank you.
Thank you to Funky J.
Thank you.
And thank you to Pie Guy.
3.1415. Thanks.
Killer.
That's beautiful.
Incredible thanks. Dave. Dave, I want you to stop thinking about your imminent return to Pandora. Okay, I know it's a lot to ask.
It's hard. Pandora's back.
Slide it
baby.
over to the back burner for now.
This Christmas.
Let it simmer. Let it simmer till Christmas, Dave, because I need you to focus right now.
Okay.
I need you to think.
No.
Squeeze your little eyeballs real tight and think
Okay.
if you have a movie that deserves more hype.
Ooh, I closed my eyes and I got real tired.
And if possible,
I-
could it be the color that the Na'vi are in honor of Avatar?
Oh shit! You're right. It could be.
Oh, great. What a
Yeah,
coincidence.
I got a thing here. The release is set for, I believe, June of this year. It's a movie called After Blue. I don't know much about this director. They did something called The Wild Boys. I'm just going off this fucking trailer, which is so After Blue is a planet. It is the future. It's a planet who is apparently only women can survive on, and it's like a Mad Max with like just women, and it's like it's real like I don't know cyberpunky and weird, and like got some weird like sex stuff in it, and just looks like it's got like almost a Mandy feel in the look of it. If that makes sense. The review I read compared it to the movie Fantastic Planet, which I didn't even realize, Mike, I didn't put this on here like when I knew you were joining us today, because that's a movie we both watched and talked about
recently.
Yeah, and so it's exactly my jam, which is like this really weird fucking I don't even know what.
I mean,
like
you
a
had me
surreal-
at Kate Bush. It involves unearthing a notorious criminal who grants wishes, and I don't fully understand it, nor could I possibly
You're right,
claim
in
to.
the trailer.
But,
in the trailer, she's like buried up to her head, and she's like,
Yeah.
let me go, and I'll
And they're
grant
like,
you wishes.
let you go? We can't let go of the notorious Kate Bush.
Kate Bush.
Kate
And
Bush.
I'm like, I'm in. Hounds of
Yep.
Love me. Yeah.
Yeah, it
I'm
feels
running
like
up that hill to see this movie.
It is.
Yeah.
To clarify, it is not the singer. It is
No.
just a character that happens to be named
Named
Kate
Kate
Bush,
Bush.
and it's the only English phrase in this trailer.
yeah.
And they say it a lot.
I don't know, man. It's wild. It feels like it's like vaguely satirical, but I don't think it is. It's that weird like Lynchian satirical where it's like I feel like you were sort of making a message because they talk about how they have Gucci rifles. It's like, all right, like there's like this weird like they're like fashion models. Like this. I don't
But
know.
I think
It's like a
much
very
more than
grindhousey.
much more than like a clear satirical message. I think they're trying to capture just the pure opulence of like a dream state, right? More than satirizing something in a coherent way.
It
Yeah.
feels like a dream for sure.
What it feels like to me is it feels like a sci-fi, like a sci-fi / cyberpunk fantasy movie done in the style of Ridley Scott's Legend. Like that's what it looks like.
Oh yeah, and nothing about it is like Kung Fury.
No,
if that makes sense.
Yeah,
to
no,
people.
it's not. It's not like winkingly tongue in cheek or anything.
Right.
No, it's very, and it feels the imagery feels original at the same time, but it also feels like a lot of things. It's kind of it almost reminds me of like Prisoners of Ghostland.
A
where
little
you're
bit,
like-
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, where like not so much in the visuals,
Or even
but
the
in the
original
plot.
Mad Max, like the old ones.
Yeah. Where
Where
it's
you
like,
feel
it's-
like you start the trailer and you think, wow, this is low budget. But then as the trailer continues, you're like, it may be somewhat low budget, but boy, they poured a lot of love and work into this, whoever made this. It's
Right.
everything reeks of effort.
Yeah, I would say the effects are almost like Hausu. Like
Yeah.
it's not that animated, but it's like a lot of like filter effects and like it's that I think what is it called? People have talked about it. It's like it's like kind of neon. Everything is a little neon colored and
Yeah, almost
It's
like,
like-
that Dire Straits music video. There'll be like little drawn on colorful flashes on the film.
yeah, people really got to watch the trailer because I think from what we're describing, people are getting some of the vibe, but it's just yeah,
picture Mad Max done like Legend. That's the clearest way
Yeah.
I can describe the way this film looks.
but also
Or the
with
music
like
video for the Yesayer song ONE. Looks
Right.
exactly like this, if that
With-
rings a bell for anyone.
I suspect a lot of like erotic, like girl on girl sex scenes.
Oh, sure.
And like weird, like there's like, it's like there's such a weird fucking tone.
She ain't called
There's,
Bush for nothing, friend.
There's a line. Sorry, I just paused the goddamn trailer, and the line is Kate Bush, come show your crybaby tits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Crybaby
it's
too.
like it's a bunch of things. Like I got like almost like a Russ Meyer vibe or like the Love Witch vibe, I guess is what I'm getting at there. And so yeah, it's that thing where it just it reminds me of a lot of things I've seen that I've liked a lot. So like yeah, fucking check out After Blue. In parentheses it says Dirty Paradise for the US trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, and it says in theaters June 3rd, right there in the trailer. I spent like 5 minutes trying to figure out when it was coming out, and I didn't notice that the trailer just says when it's coming out. So, that's on Dave.
See, that's how you wrap up an arc at the end of the season with a cathartic boom.
Yeah. And if you click on
with a cathartic Dave was wrong.
Dave was wrong,
Yeah.
but he knows now. He learned his lesson. See? He
if you
grew.
click on the link on the trailer for the official website, the first picture is of like two women and one of them just has a hole straight through her head. It just looks fucking wild.
That is kind of a Houseu vibe. You're right. Yeah, this movie looks pretty sweet.
It looks pretty fucking sweet, and
I'm
it just
into
looks
this
like a
movie.
lot of different things. And I'm into it.
Yeah.
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 Everybody
I'm
check out the trailer.
completely on board. Yeah, I
Me
can't
too.
piece together the plot so much. I just like the visuals and the general
It's
idea
like
of
American
doing.
Astronaut. It's just a ride, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I
exactly.
think-
Like just the general idea of
yeah.
doing a sci-fi fantasy movie in this style appeals to me because I don't think I've seen that before.
Yeah, and I think if you've heard all the things we're comparing it to, you know who you are.
Yeah.
Adam
Like
Green's Aladdin
you know
also comes to
the
mind.
the
Yeah.
people who are going to be like, oh, absolutely yes. Yeah. So that's it. I'm very excited for this one.
Good pick, Dave.
Yeah, solid
Thank
pick.
you.
Oh man.
You're-
Well,
thank
you know what that means. That means it's a sewed. We've done
It's
it,
a
you
sewed.
guys. We
We
did
made
it.
a sewed.
Oh,
Look
we're
at the
finished.
sewed you made.
Oh, we're
You made
so
the sewed
done.
Matt lie in it.
Ah, yeah. We're rolling around in it now.
We
Filthy
are.
with our own sewed.
Yeah. Go to bed with our sods.
Soaking in our sewed.
Yep. We soded where we eat. Michael,
having
yeah,
me,
thank you so much
James.
for coming on, especially at kind of short notice. We super appreciate it, man.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Always hype for Hypecast.
You mentioned like a podcast. What is that all about? What's the stuff you were talking about?
Oh,
With,
the
like, video games and
I
stuff.
referenced a couple of pods there. Thank you for the segue. I do a video games podcast with Mr. Adam Ganser called One Upsmanship. Dave here and I do a Star Trek and Futurama podcast, and I do other things as well. And you can find all my podcast work, including, if you go back in time, a fairly big handful of sketches and video projects before the pandemic came and I moved away and that all went away, over at patreon.com/smallbeans. So yeah, sketches, short story collections. We do whatever we want.
Hell yeah, you do. This is America.
I highly encourage people to check out Beantown if you don't know Small Beans.
God,
at all.
I fucking love
That's our audio
Beantown.
sketch podcast that we're never doing again because it flops all the time. It's a ton of effort, but we did two, and they're really funny.
They're so funny. I love them so much.
Yeah, Adam Todd Brown as Dan Aykroyd talking about his Ouija pants. Slays me. And he's Ouija pants. Anyway, that's what we got going on.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
absolutely. Yeah. That's you mentioned Star Trek: The Next Futurama.
Should
There's
also
also
mention
Spiel Boys.
Boys. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, which are both joint podcasts with the Gamefully Unemployed
Oh, yeah,
and the,
I'm on
and the
that
Small
show.
Beans. Yeah.
We're all friends.
And yeah, if people don't know, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. For $5 a month, you get access to those two podcasts. Also, Tom and Jeff Watch Batman and Fox Mulder's a Maniac. If you want to kick a little more in for $10 a month, you can watch movies with us every Friday night. That is the night this is coming out. A little bit of business is that next week there will not be a Hypecast because we are out of town.
Yeah.
There'll be a few, like basically from like the second to like a week after that or
Yeah.
so. There might be a few, like there might probably, I know there's a Doctor Strange coming out. We'll probably cover it the week after it comes out for that reason.
Yeah.
There might be, I might do a Friday night, like movie night on the 6th because I get back on the 6th, but we'll see how I feel.
Yeah.
Tom, you will be
We're
gone,
basically
though, for
taking
that.
a vacation because I don't think we've ever taken one.
Yeah. And we just got shit to do. We both
It's been
scheduled.
4 years. Small Beans has never taken a week off of programming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me-
you
We're
just
not
made
even
me
taking
realize
it
that.
completely off. We're still going to
Yeah.
have shows coming out, so don't you guys worry.
Right. Yeah, we'll still have the pre-recorded stuff like the Fox Mulder and stuff. No, it was a weird coincidence where I'm taking next week off, and then Tom was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm actually doing that too."
Good.
We just happened to have vacations aligning,
Useful
so
for the company that we both
Yeah.
work at. Yeah.
yeah. So people will mostly they'll just notice that there'll be like a missing Hypecast and a missing We Just Watched.
Yeah. And that will
and I don't-
probably be it, I think.
Probably be it. Like I said, the Friday night, I might want to watch movies. Like, I'm going to be driving during the day, and I might get home and be like, fuck it, let's do a movie day. So we'll see how I feel. But, point is, heads up,
I will be
there's nothing you can do about
turgid
it.
Yeah.
with suspense until then.
Future movie night is completely at the whim of Dave.
It's a Dave's whim. We don't know.
man.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Great. Mystery.
Or
See,
Neil
you ended
Breen.
with catharsis, but you left room for mystery. It's a
That's
perfect
true. Yeah,
episode.
we left them
Yeah.
right in the eye of a storm. Yeah. We also have a store. Not T-Public. Head over to gamefullyunemployed.com where you can find a link to our Teespring store. We have all kinds of cool original artwork and designs you can get on T-shirts, mugs, stickers, posters, all kinds of things. So check that out.
Yeah!
Woo! Avatar!
Avatar.
Woo! They're gonna talk to whales. All right. All the whales just telling James Cameron all the details he got wrong about Titanic. It doesn't look like that down here, James.
There was room on the door for multiple people.
I could have carried them to safety on my back. All right, that's enough. Say goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can follow him on Twitter at @thecorlew, Corlew, and find more music at shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our artwork is produced by Justin Brown. You can follow him on Twitter at @JustinTBrown, and find more of his artwork at artnessbyjustinbrown.com and justinbrown.info.